Hi, this is Belinda Calibriali and this is Talking High Performance with Belle. So I'm making this podcast for people who want to live their best life, people who know that there's more in them, but they just don't know how to get it. So there's a gap, something's missing, I'm making it for them. Hello and welcome to Talking High Performance with Belle. It's great to be with you again this week. We'll be chatting about honouring your past and building on your future. So everyone has a past, and on some level this has shaped your future, and some people will go, I can't do this because my past has taught me this, and others on the other hand will go, gosh, I had a tough past, but I'm going to use this as a motivator going forward. And today I want to talk to you about the leverage in being able to do just that, and the power is in going, this is my past and this is how I'm going to use it moving forward. And I'm going to show you 4 ways to honour your past in order to shape your future. And I want to talk about why it's important to honour your past in order to build your future. And we've spoken about this right back in episode 1, but I want you to think about your story. You know, what is your story? And in order to build a strong foundation for your future, it's really important to take some time to reflect on what are your past experiences. And I want you to include both positive and negative in these experiences, you know, the good decisions and the bad decisions, and go, how have those decisions helped me to shape my future? Because all of those decisions, as big or as small as they are, they've gotten you to the exact point where you are now. And it also helps us to identify patterns, you know, that hold us back, whether it be, you know, when things get hard, I always run away, or when I'm doing well, I'm really quick to self-sabotage, to put myself back in that comfort zone. But looking at our past patterns and looking at our story also helps us to build strength and to recognize the areas for growth, because there's nothing more powerful than being able to go, gosh, someone pointed that out to me, or I found that out myself, and, oh, that sucks. And how can I move on? How can I work on changing that, moving forward and honoring the past and building the future that you want? And I think it's really, really exciting knowing that you're not perfect. You know, no one's ever going to be perfect, and there's always room to grow and to move. And you know, a lot of people think about or ask me, does their past need to dictate their future? And this comes up in coaching sessions quite a lot. And this is where it's really important to use your story as a motivator. And sometimes it's really, really hard to see that initially. And normally when I start working with clients, they come in because they're feeling average or they're feeling good and they want to feel great. And they come in because of A, B, C. And things always come up from their past, that are stopping them from reaching that next level of performance, that are stopping them from, you know, smashing through that glass ceiling. And I remember working with one client a while ago who had a really, really terrible past, and there was no way that she'd be able to look at her story in the beginning and go, thank goodness that happened to me, because the me on the other side is a whole lot softer, is a whole lot stronger, is a lot more vulnerable. But by the end, you know, she'd changed her mindset so much and she'd done so much of the hard work that she was at peace with her past. And she knew that it led her to that point. And sure, there were some really difficult times, but the her on the other side is just, you know, firing on all cylinders now. And whenever I see a feed on her post or whenever I had chat to her, I just feel this deep sense of a deep sense of enjoyment, a deep sense of I don't even know what the word is, but just really, really happy for the life that she's living now. And so does your past need to dictate your future? No. And I think past can influence you, it can influence your thoughts, it can influence your feelings and your behaviors. It doesn't have to define who you are today. So you have the absolute ability to be able to change that. And that's really, really exciting. And, you know, even if it's you did nothing wrong in your past, but something happened, there's still room to grow and make intentional choices to shape your future in a really positive way. So how does honouring your story help you to move forward? And I want to share a couple of ways that if you honour your story, you can move forward faster. The first one is it allows you to take back control. So in high performance, we call this relative weight and importance of duration. So it's how much time are you giving to a certain thought? So if you're thinking about something bad that's happened, how much time are you giving to it? So can you flip it? Can you go, no, I'm not going to give you this amount of time today. I'm going to flip it to something more positive. Other days you might feel like sitting in that a little bit longer, and we'll talk about this in another episode. But if we can go, for every time I think about a story that holds me back, I'm going to focus on something else, something that's going to help motivate me and almost flip that story. Another way that honoring your story can help you move forward faster is it allows you to forgive yourself and others. So, we make mistakes and it's okay. And holding on to past hurts or past regrets, it limits you from reaching your full potential. So maybe you made mistakes in a relationship that was really important. Maybe you didn't put 100% into a task, and so you suffered some repercussions at work. Maybe that's the best you had at that time. So I think forgiving yourself and going, okay, you know what? Would I do that today? No. Could I have done that better? Yes. But maybe that's the best I had at the time. And I think that really allows you to move forward with greater confidence and with greater resilience. And you see it playing out in individuals all the time. So those who point the finger constantly and go, that person did that wrong, that person did that wrong, that person did that wrong, instead of going, gosh, I wonder why they keep showing up like that. What's happening in the background that I can't see? And just trying to take the time to show up a little bit softer. Honoring the struggle or honoring your past allows you to create a vision for your future. So, our setbacks are often our greatest lessons. Our struggles are often our greatest lessons. So if we can look back and go, that happened, but it's allowed me to realize that this is so important now. I had a really bad experience on the job and now I'm in a good job and I really, really appreciate that. It allows us to create a vision either for what we want, or it allows us to appreciate what we're in, or it allows us to strive for something better. And that's really, really important. And then the last point is honoring our past struggles allows us to identify limiting beliefs. So, often our past experiences give us ideas in our mind of things that we can do or things we can't do. We might be in a situation in the past where someone's like, you can't do that. I've tried, you're not going to be able to do it. And so these thoughts come in the back of your mind. And, when I started coaching, this was something that had come up and been brought to me. Like, I've been trying to do this. I've been doing it for a decade. It's too hard. You can't do it. And sometimes that can limit us. And unless we're strong enough to go, hang on, is that true? Is that valid? Do I believe that I can? It can be really hard and sometimes we can get stuck. And it really allows us to identify these beliefs that going, okay, this is something that I need to work on in order to move forward. And so there are 4 things that I think honoring the struggle or honoring your story in those 4 areas can help you move forward. So taking back control, forgiving yourself and forgiving others, creating a vision for the future, and identifying limiting beliefs. And now I want to share what are some ways, or what are 4 ways, again, to honor your past in order to shape your future to becoming the most authentic version of you. Number 1 is don't downplay what you're feeling. So for myself, this was a huge obstacle I've had to work through in the past. So I'd be going, okay, I feel this way, I'm going to push through. Or I'm feeling average, I'm feeling tired, I'm going to push through, instead of going, hang on, I'm feeling this way. Now I'll go, okay, I'm feeling really tired. I'm not going to push through today. I'm going to just chill. I knew I was going to do some writing. I'm just going to relax. If you know me, you know I like trash TV. Might watch some Selling Sunset, or I might watch Maths, which normally makes me feel like my marriage is really, really good. And, something just to get me through and go, okay, I'm not going to push today. And if I don't push today, I know tomorrow I'm going to be a lot better. And I think not downplaying how you're feeling. So really just get in tune and in touch with how you're feeling. And again, that's helping us to become the most authentic version of ourselves, because we're not faking it till we make it, which is something that I used to live by in the past. The second thing is sharing your experience, no matter the outcome. And I think that gives you a better future. So when I realized I wanted to change careers, I had to honor that I wanted more time at home. I wanted to do work that I was passionate about. I wanted to be more available to my family. My kids were getting bigger to start to play weekend sport. I wanted to be available for those moments and I wanted to watch them. And I knew that sharing that, vision of me with a brighter future would be hard for certain people. And I knew it was hard, but I'd also known that, the business that I'd built up, we'd had great relationships. So it's hard to say this is good, but I want great. I want to aim for something a little bit different. And you get differences of opinion and you will get others' insecurities sometimes coming out, that they didn't do that when their kids were little, and that's okay. That's their experience. But, sharing your experience and your vision for a better future, there's nothing wrong with that. The third one is recognizing when a pattern's playing out that you don't like and where there's room to grow. So, it could be reacting to certain text messages from certain people when you get frustrated, and you might be too quick to react. And, in the past as well, this has also been me. I was a little bit reactive, whereas now if you get something that you don't like or something doesn't align, just taking the time to go, okay, do I need to reply to this now? How would I reply? How would the best me show up? And what would that look like? So if it's a pattern that's playing out and you're reactive, which a lot of people get quite reactive, just taking the time to go, okay, I'm not going to reply now. I'm going to have a cup of tea. I'm going to cool down. I'm just going to think about it, and then I'm going to respond. And you normally find that you respond in the better version of yourself. And even if you don't do it ideally every time, just focus on the 1%. If you normally respond within 1 minute, think about it for 10. If you normally respond within 10 minutes, think about it for 2 hours. And just try and slowly move the needle that way. And the last one is to find someone who can help you with what you're trying to do. And I'm a huge advocate in getting people that are better than you to help you with what you're trying to achieve. So, this could be from, learning something on the job, to getting some coaching, to seeing a therapist if you're having certain issues, to getting a mentor, like whatever it is. If there's something that seems really important to you and you're struggling how to get there, work out who is the best person to talk to and what are the steps in order to move you forward in that way. So I hope that's helped. I think it's really, really important to honour our past, to build a better future. And sometimes it's difficult and scary. And so today I just wanted to share a few ways that you can begin that journey. So hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, feel free to subscribe to my newsletter where you'll be the first to know when the next episode lands. And I look forward to chatting to you next week. We'll be talking about 3 ways to break free from limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Until next time, live a successful, purposeful, and fully charged life. Your coach, Belle.